Oh, we should be okay. And... Oh, crikey. Dave. I don't like technology, because technology doesn't like me. Why won't that work? Oh, no. It's all gone wrong now. Ahaha! Found it. Okay. Okay, we're done. We're there. We are alive again. Hello to you in London. How are you? How's London this evening? There we go. God, that sounds a bit good. Can you do can't stop and explain? How do you mean explain? What do you want me to explain? Thank you very much. London's okay. Thank you. I like it as well. I love male and female vocals together. It's like it makes my hair stand on end. I really love it. The technique for can't stop is tough to explain on a live stream. I don't know if I can do it quickly. It's all about muting. And also, everyone kind of does it in a different way. The muting thing everyone kind of has their own way of doing it, I find. The way John does it is different to how I do it, and the way I do it is different to how John does it, and the way other people do it is different to how we do it. It's hard. I mean, is there any kind of like particular point you're really struggling with? Let me know. Hello everybody. Hello. The muting. You need to kind of deploy both hands, right? If I put the guitar, hang on, look, check this out. So if you're getting that E, if you're going for that E note on the 7th fret there, you want to be this finger wants to be barring the D, G, B, and a high E, and then your low E string. You can mute it with this finger and your thumb. So you can literally strum all these strings, because that's what you need to do. You need that noise. It's not like that. It's a miracle. Yeah, so that one. And then it's the same kind of deal for that. You're moving your finger down to the G strings. So your G string, this first finger is now killing the B and the high E. And then your thumb comes over a bit more, that's killing the E, A, and D. So like that. And then when you go to the, because then John plays an open D, that's the same kind of thing, but you're just bouncing your hand off a string. And basically you're just leaving a gap, if you will. So first finger, G, B, and E. Thumb is killing the E and A. So you're only getting that D string. And then you go back to the same thing. And then with your B, I think John uses his thumb. I can't remember. Yeah, no, he doesn't. He does it. John does this. Like that. But again, you can see what's going on there. That first finger is, again, the mute. And then, I use my thumb on that one, but, Anyway, hope that makes some kind of sense. That's me trying to be brief, if you will. Very used to that. the muted thing. One, I'll tell you what. Another thing. Sorry. I need a second camera so I can flip to it. Muting. If you want kind of like an exercise for muting, you want to kind of go up and down the strings, doing it. So you're muting all. It's just a good way of like getting it when you can get it kind of like that. See, I mean, I do apologise for the immense amount of reverb, but I can't be asked to turn it off because I like it. When you can do that kind of like. You know that you'll get somewhere, and again, it does take time. Start slow. Also, kind of single notes. You know, stuff like that. Takes time. It does take time, but you'll get there. One of the music videos was deleted or hidden. I love the song, but I can't find it anywhere. Don't remember the song. I don't know. I don't remember which one that is. Sorry. Dark Circuit. Oh, the one with the sun background. Yeah, I had to delete that one. There is reasons behind it, but I don't really kind of want to go into it. Most beautiful chord. There's loads. Tons of them. I've always thought this one's really nice. It's a supersonic chord. That's today's chord. It's like an F sharp minor 7 suspended thing. I don't know. I don't care. But you can put your finger down and get rushed. I think one of the nicest chords is D minor. D minor always says a lot, I think. You know, there's always something to D minor. It's really nice. Favorite chord progression? Oh, I've got tons. Absolutely tons of chord progressions that I absolutely love and adore and will use and abuse all the time because I love them. A really nice progression would be. That's a really cool progression. I love that one. I love the ascending one. You also have descending. That's gorgeous. That's a great chord progression as well. Can you explain how can you explain how can you? Oh, it's just a practice. I mean, that's similar. I mean, it really comes down to practice. It's just speed. Yeah, you just gotta be fast with it. You know, you just gotta be quick. Again, and it's all practice. Everything is practice. You have to work at these things. Nothing comes easy and nothing comes cheap. It can do sometimes. I very rarely find that's an issue. For a semitone really doesn't mess with the neck a great deal, personally, I find. And I'm tuning my guitars all over the place. You know, I don't... There's only a handful of guitars I've got that actually stay in specific tunings. My gigging guitars, basically, only stay in E flat. All my other ones go all over the place. And I very rarely change the truss rod. You know, you don't really get a great deal of movement from going from E to E flat to D. You know, I've never really found that myself. That's true. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong in trying too hard, but grabbing the neck like you're trying to like trying to strangle it. I agree that's not the best thing in the world. I mean, I think everyone's guilty of it though. I mean, I still do it now, where like I'll get carried away and I'll grab the neck and then go, ow, my hand, and then your hand starts to cramp up because you're just like trying to wring its neck, which is just stupid. But you have to. The more relaxed you are, the better you are. Definitely, you can't play super fast if you're tensed up like that. Loving you. Thank you very much indeed. If you haven't seen Red Giant's new single, by the way, Through Me, go to Red Giant's YouTube and watch. Leave a comment, leave a like. Really appreciate it. I'll come back to that in a bit. Oh, that, yeah. Do I like the HX stomp? Never tried one, but I like the HX effects, so I bet I would. Do you know how to play Carry Me Home? I don't, I'm afraid. No, sorry. Can you show us the opening chord from Dave Eagle, please? I don't know it, sorry. Opinions of Marshall Story, never tried one. Can't tell you. They look good, but I've never tried in a story, so I can't say. By the way, you like the sun coming through? I like that. Look. It's just going down. On this Mother's Day. Hope you wished your mothers all happy Mother's Day. Let's put the new X mod core recommendations. There we go. Oh yeah, new X are just ridiculous. Although they did send me an amp that wasn't very good. Road Aspiradors don't know that either. And I don't want to play copyright stuff. Gets sketchy. Peter Green Relic, thank you. Yeah, I love it. It's just sat there. Great guitar, that one. Those old vintages, man. Jeez. One to 10 makes sense for Orange Super Crush 100, or would you rather go for a 1 to 12? Personally, I'd say 1 to 12. 1 to 10 might be a bit weird. With Super Crush, Orange by their nature are quite a dark, big sounding amp, like very heavy. So you kind of want a 10 might stifle the amp a bit. It might make it sound a bit weird. Hello. Do I use a volume pedal? No. I have done in the past, but I don't use one anymore. I can set my zoom up to do volume if I need it, but I like to just use the volume control. I just like that more. It's a bit more controllable. Well, I say it's more controllable. I think a volume pedal is more controllable than a volume pot, but you know. Have you ever used a guitar amp plugin? Yeah, a few times. I don't really like them though. What pedal would I recommend? Vox. V8 something or another. One with a chrome top is the one I'd recommend. Other than that, Ibanez WH10. Those two. No. My brother works with my dad, so no, he doesn't make a living off music. Love you too. Nice. Mine's dead now, sadly. I need to get a new one. Seem to be able to find a stereo delay that I bond with. Have you tried many stereo delay pedals you found engaging? No, I mean I don't really use stereo delay. I like things kind of mono, really, to be honest with you. Although I do use 2 amps now in here. But I mean my favourite delay pedal by far is the Line 6 delay modeler and the Boss DD6, I think it is. Or is it DD7? I don't remember. So I don't really know, sorry. Can you play any other instruments? Yeah, badly. I can play piano, mandolin, banjo, bass, stuff like that, but not very well. I've got a video about that. Not out yet, but yeah. Still loving the Mark III 100 1x12. Oh, this one. Very much so. I've moved it up here because I've got the Mark II downstairs, which I plug into a lot. And so I've got the Mark III here. And Desert Island amp right there. Ridiculous. If it says Boss Guitar on it, buy it! What did Johnny and your dad do? Yeah, basically kind of foresters, cut down trees, plant trees, do all that kind of stuff. Free tone burst. Nice. Do it if you want to, but make sure you want to do it before you do it. Tuning to E flat, is that better for matching vocals? It depends. It depends on the song. Some songs are good in E flat for vocals, sometimes they're not. When we recorded Red Giant's album last year, there was some songs like Dark of Me, Why, Was It All My Fault? They were better in standard tuning. That I could sing them better in standard tuning. Now we do them live in E flat. I'm having to relearn how to sing them, which is still a work in progress, but it's fun. But it's song dependent. If you're singing, it's song dependent. You want to try it. What I do is I tune the guitar to E flat, and I'll play the song in E flat. And if it doesn't work, I'll capo it. And I know that's standard tuning. That's now capoed on the first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret. And then you just find where it is. And you might have to move the key of the song altogether. I had to move Dark of Me off the Red Giant album. I had to move 4 or 5 times, I think it was, to find the right key for Dark of Me that I could sing it in properly. Because there were so many keys where I was like, that doesn't work, that's too high, that's too low, that's a strain, that's too weak. It took ages to find the fact it was in key of G. And your friend for that is an acoustic guitar. Hello. Electric guitar I think is really, really good, but I think an acoustic guitar really, if you're singing, I think an acoustic guitar really shows you the song, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, shows you the key, it really shows you the way. I always go to an acoustic guitar now when I'm trying to find the right key for the song. Which is something I never did until last year. Do I think about looking after my voice? Yes, I do have to think about looking after my voice, yes. On the tour in May, I won't be speaking, basically, at all. Because the tour in May is so heavy and there's so much, I'm not... Oh, thank you very much indeed. Be kind, be cool. Thank you very much. Free video was awesome. Cheers, appreciate it. Yeah, I basically won't be able to talk a great deal on the tour. I'll talk about it. I'll do a bit of video before that, but I've got to be careful of losing my voice. If I lose the voice, we're in trouble. So I have to be quiet. I have to shut my face, which is not a problem. I think most people would prefer it if I did shut my face most of the time. And just be quiet and do warm-ups. Make sure my voice is nice and warmed up. Always have a warm drink as well. That really helps me a lot on stage. And just basically make sure I'm relaxed as well. So yeah, there's not going to be a great deal of interaction from me on the tour. Because I can't. I have to think about my voice, and I have to be able to think about the gigs, not particularly what people want to hear from me, but that's the way it is, you know. How many bands have I been in? A lot. A lot. I don't even know. It'd take me a while to figure that out. What are your favourite Les Paul, Strat and Tele pickups? I always buy DiMarzio Super Distortions. For Strats, I mean, my favourite pickup, if I'm being picky, I love Tex-Mex pickups for Strat. The best Telecaster pickups I've ever played are Master Nick Oswald's pickups. They just, out of all the Telecasters I've played in my life, my Oswald Tele with the pickups that Nick wound for that is still the best standing Telecaster I've ever played. It really is. It's just that guitar is just like is magical. It really is. Les Pauls, there's all sorts. I really like the Wilkinson ones that are in my Peter Green ones. I like the ones that are in my Revelation. There's quite a few. What amps are in the live rig? Boss Katana head, Marshall 2x12 cab, and I don't. At this point in time, I've been using my Marshall MG 100 for gigging, but I think it might be a bit too big to be dragging around on tour just because of the size. I need to be in and out and easy. So I might be using a Marshall MOSFET. Maybe. I don't know. I really want to get... I don't know. I might... I don't know. I don't know what other one I'm using. But the Boss Katana is definitely coming out the head with my Marshall 2x12 cab. What was that one? Sorry. How do you set up your tones for Gilmour sound? Lots of reverb. And just kind of lowish gain. It's basically the governor. It's not that low gain with this guitar is jackhammer. Delay as well. You can put delay in. Lots of reverb, lots of delay. Ambience. When is it time to leave a band? When you don't want to do it anymore. If you're not inspired by it, if you're not feeling anything with the music, with the people, with any of it, if you don't want to do it anymore, you know deep down, it's like a gut feeling. That's the time to leave, and it can be tough, man. It can be really tough sometimes to go, I don't want to do this anymore. But you just have to be honest and open about it, and you have to talk to yourself as much as you have to talk to other people about it as well. You've got to be, you just got to do that. Yeah. I've tried all sorts of different bass amps, running the guitar through. They invariably sound really, really good. When I worked at Old Hat, we had a 1968 Marshall Super Bass, and it was one of the best amps I've ever played through. Do you put distortion before or after reverb? I don't know. I normally use reverb from the amps, so I do have reverb on my pedal board. I get confused about signal chain because I always go from the amp, you see. So from the amp, it'll go into my Zoom and then the Cloudburst, which is kind of reverb, and then it comes out to the guitar, and then distortion is after that. But I think it's before that. I don't know. I don't understand any of that. Have you ever owned a Gretsch White Falcon like John? No, I hate White Falcons. I've played a lot of White Falcons, and I can't stand them. I just don't get on with White Falcon at all. It's just not... what's the word I'm looking for there? It's just not a comfortable guitar for me. I just don't like them. So, no, I'm not even interested. Ever get rid of a jackhammer? Either get rid of a jackhammer or a governor. That's tough. I think if I had to get rid of one, it would have to be the jackhammer, and I would have to keep my governor. Because then at least I can roll the volume down. And get a kind of pseudo clean kind of thing, but then you can crank it. Anyway, metal doesn't really work when you have tons of reverb on, does it? I love the mess of it though. Great. Jackhammer was the first pedal I ever had. Still have it. Whatever. Yeah, me too. That's how I'm still using it as well. It's the first pedal I ever got. I remember it was like an absolute revelation because it was like you can go from clean to distortion. What is this trickery? Like, it's like that's amazing. I had no idea. I had no idea there were things like that. And that was only 2002? 2002? Yeah, 2001, 2002. Mental, innit? I'm not bad. How are you? Any thoughts on Sun Closure with Gakura? Shocking. I thought it was. I read that it was just closed for renovation, but I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? First pair I got was a Jackhammer with Square Strat A's. Couldn't understand what the horrific screaming noises were. I took it out to be sharp. I love it. Would you say PV amps are underrated? Yes, massively. PV Bandit is insane. I mean, I think the Boss Katana's better than the PV Bandit, but the PV Bandit is tried and tested and works. You know what I mean? It's the amp you can rely on for, you know, I'm pretty sure you could drop a PV Bandit out of a plane into the sea, let it sink all the way to the bottom, let a shark and a whale eat it, wait for it to come out the other end, dive down to it, bring it back up on shore, let it dry out for a week, plug it in, and it would still work. I'm pretty sure of it. What's my favourite acoustic? My Mountain acoustic. It's not actually up it, but I've got a Japanese copy of a Martin. It's called a Mountain acoustic, and it's a copy of a. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what model it is, but that's my favourite acoustic. It's from 1974, and it's just insanely lovely. This is why I don't use eBay. It's the site of broken dreams. Can you maybe do a vid about the way you make demos for songs? The process behind it. Yeah. When I get around to writing more, I'll do a video at some point. See, the problem is what I write for now, because I write for Red Giant, and you're not allowed to hear them songs until they go out. It would have to be a song that I just want to kind of release of my own, and I don't really like doing that because I like to save my songs for Red Giant. So it's kind of hard to do that now. I've done it before though. I've done it in the past with songs, but it's a bit tougher now because of. Although I have written enough songs for the next Red Giant album, but. Mileage on your van in May is it up to the job? Yeah, I have no doubt. I will be getting breakdown insurance though for it, just in case. Play any shows near Suffolk? Not sure. Go to redgiant.com, redgiantofficial.com, and you can see where we're playing. Ugh, nasty. Have you seen the new Baby Series Orange amps? What? These things. Yes, I have. Video coming soon. Can you share any song names for the next album? I'm afraid not. No, sorry. Favorite Les Paul burst. I actually mean, to be honest with you, weirdly, my favorite call Les Paul is a gold top, and I don't even own a gold top. I own a gold top Strat, which Master Nick very kindly made for me, but I actually don't own a gold top Les Paul. I did own an East Coast gold top Les Paul. It was amazing, but that had to go. Talk about haunted guitars, but no, my favorite Les Paul core is gold top. Not the 57 gold top. 2 humbuckers, Tunematic bridge, dark back. That's my dream Les Paul. I actually had one. I had an R7 years and years and years and years ago that unfortunately I had to sell. But yeah, I've never found a gold top that's well. I didn't find a gold top that was as good as that one until I found the East Coast, and then the East Coast got woo, and I had to get rid of that as well. And now I'm on the look for another one. P Vinny standard is heaven. I bet it is. Dave, do you adjust the guitar tone not much? Not a great deal, no. I like to have it there. I don't like when I don't have a tone dial, but I don't really mess with it a great deal. I've got a gold top ukulele, ace. Do you think a super amp could get a decent Frusciante sound? I don't know. Probably not. Supers are a bit weird in that way. They're not really that kind of circuit. They're their own thing. I remember demoing super amps in 2013 before they had a massive thingy that they are now. I was there at the beginning, man. Remember Red and Stimpy, that ending. Did you get your orange amp fixed? Yeah. I've had it fixed for ages. It died in 2020 when I was in France. It blew up. But yeah, you're hearing it now. Technically, this is Mr. Orange, very quiet on his own. Have you just cursed me? No, it's the lead. I thought you just cursed me by saying it's my origin. Because all of a sudden you just randomly packed up. I was like, I think that lead needs changing. Whew. Scared me to death, and I was like, why isn't it working? How do you know when a song idea you have is worth pushing? Because any song is worth pushing. You just don't know where it's going to end up. You just got to have the thing just to go with it. You should feel it anyway. Go, I like that. You know, you've got to write for yourself, really. You can't write thinking this is going to be a hit or whatnot. You know, otherwise you'll never write anything. Any other first classic vibes? Oh, definitely. They're amazing guitars. Absolutely amazing guitars. Oh, it's gonna hit the lights. Hit the lights. And we're back. Wow, that's a lot of emojis. With songwriting, do you have words first? I write all the music first. Words come later. Music, melody, lyrics. Do you use an Allen key for a guide to see the height of your bridge screws? No, I don't. Rate your top 3 guitar pedals. 10 out of 10. There you go. I don't know. They're all good. They won't be the top ones otherwise. I just got a Steve Vai gem after seeing your video. Nice. Love the guitar. Did you modify yours? Nope. But, oh, what? I said I did. I said I didn't. The only thing I've modified on my gem is I've relicked it to look like Steve's number 1. Is it Flow or Evo? I think it's Flow. And I also had a mint green scratch plate made for it because Ibanez don't do mint green scratch plates. And I didn't like the white one that it came with. I wasn't the biggest fan of the pearl one. I wanted to customize the guitar to be something I wanted. So I got a mint green one. My friend Richard made me a mint green one. But that's it. Other than that, it's totally stock. If you had to keep only one of your guitars, which one would you pick? My white Strat. Easy. I wouldn't be happy about it, but that's the one I would have. Just got a Jet JS300 this week. It's incredible. Best Strat I've ever had. Ace. No worries. I'm glad you like it. Indeed. If you like that, if you're in the mood to watch some Jimi Hendrix, you want to find the version of Machine Gun in Norman, Oklahoma in 1970. If you put in Jimi Hendrix Machine Gun, Norman, Oklahoma, I think that's better than the Fillmore East version. My opinion. It's so intense. It's just insane. The guitar tone is just like... The guitar is screaming. Where was the new song recorded? All different places. I recorded my parts here at home. John Joe recorded his drums in his studio, and my friend Matt mixed the song at his house. So it was just kind of all over the place. Are Hartwood guitars any good? Yes, they are. They're very good guitars. Excited for new Oasis gigs. Not going to them, so not really. If I was going to them, I might be excited, but I'm not, sadly, because the ticket prices were outrageous. As ticket prices are in this day and age, it's mental. I mean, I don't really understand it, and I think people should stop buying them for that. When are you on tour? May. May the 1st to May the 27th. If you want to know the dates for the Red Giant tour, please go to the website, www.redgiantofficial.com. You can see all the dates on there and all sorts of other bits and pieces. Jesus Christ. It is mental. The prices are getting out. I mean, I understand why, but it's getting well out of hand. Which albums are you currently listening to? Mad Season. Mad Season's the flavour of the day right now. Is the Katana Brown and lead sound better than any of the boosts or drives? You can combine them. The Katana, in my opinion, doesn't have a weak point. Are you keeping the original Red Giant guitars for the next albums? Or have you made changes? Next album, I don't know. I will be using the same guitars I use, definitely. I think the Chapman Pro X is going to be the next album's main guitar. Because I need a guitar with single coils and humbucker. The 59 is just humbuckers across the board. It was that was the main guitar I used on the Red Giant's album, is the 59. That's the one that got the most kind of airplay, so to say. But the Chapman guitar, I think, is going to be the next album's kind of like is going to be the guitar. You know what I mean? It's going to be the one, I think, because like I say, I need the single coils and I need the humbucker for it, because there's a lot of dynamics going from like dirty clean to distortion, and I need to be able to, and going from single coils to humbucker sounds. And obviously the Dave Murray guitar can't do that because it's just humbuckers. So I actually don't have many guitars that can do that, to be honest with you. So quietly as well, without buzz and level drop and stuff. So the Chapman Pro X will probably be might be the one there. It'll definitely get used. The 15R will definitely get used, and there'll be loads of other guitars that get used on it as well. But at this point in time, it's too far off to know exactly. I'm considering the V6 Icon. Do you think they are worth 449 price tag? I don't know. I can't say yes because of what people have been telling me about when they arrive. It's a shot in the dark. Personally, if you want to buy a vintage guitar, I would go to a guitar shop to buy it, because you know what you're getting then. Ever played Jackson Randy Rhoads? Yeah, didn't like it. Not for me. Not for me. Will you be streaming more Resident Evil horror games? Yes, at some point when I have time to do it. Things are a bit chaotic right now. I haven't really had time to do it. There's been so much going on with Red Giant that I just haven't had time to do it. So, but yeah, in the future I will get around to doing it again. I miss doing it. I really enjoyed doing that, and I really miss it. So yeah, I will be doing more streaming of Resident Evil games. Didn't grab my drink again. VR version's too tough to play. Wouldn't surprise me. Hello, good evening. I going to search for more Chapmans since you really love the gigging one. Yeah, I mean, I've got two. I gig with two Chapmans now. I've got two that I take out live. One's baritone though. My gold telly one is a baritone one. I would love another Chapman, but they're too big. I can't afford to buy one. So I don't really need one right now, but I would like one at some point. I really wish Chapman did a guitar years ago. I think it was called the White Dove, and it was like a Strat shape with 3 single coil pickups. It was completely white, hence White Dove. I don't remember if it had a maple neck or a rosewood neck. I don't really care. But they did one of them. They did and I really wanted one. I still desperately want one. But you can't find them anywhere. Like, they just don't seem to exist anymore. I'm gonna have to message Rob and say, Rob, build me one. like that's what happened this year. JC22. Cool. You ever played FGN guitar? No, I haven't. Am I missing anything? Do you still try nines on guitars? Yeah, every now and again. Cheers. I have 2/G, 1250 speaker. Different labels. Oh, some better than others. Yeah, they are, but you never know until you try them. Have you or anyone caught us trying to steal guitars at a gig? I have. It was years and years and years ago now, and this is where the fear of my white Strat being stolen came from. So sit back and relax and pull up an easy chair and grab a cup of tea because Dave's about to tell a story. Look out, everybody! It's going to happen. It's going to be weird. It's not going to be weird. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, get comfortable. I'll try not to make this 10 hours long. So when I was in my first kind of proper band back in 2005, it would have been this 2004. 2004. We used to gig at this place in the Cleethorpes called the Winter Gardens. I don't know why I had to think about that. We used to gig at this place called Winter Gardens in Cleethorpes. It's gone now, like a lot of venues have. Had amazing history, but it's gone now. Anyway, we were playing there one night, and it was like a local band night, so to say. So you'd have like 4 or 5 acts on. And what you used to have to do is like leave your stuff just to the side of the stage. So you'd load in, and then they would kind of like fence off where all your gear was, and your gear was lumped in with loads of other bands' gear. So you had to, you learn very early on to label all your stuff and make sure you keep it all together so you know if anything goes missing. Anyway, we did our set. We had a really big following as well, massive following. Like loads of people loved us in the town, around the area really. We had a massive following. It was the first time I'd ever played on stage and people sang your lyrics back at you. It was amazing. Anyway, we finished our set, took everything off stage, and just kind of like, I piled my stuff together as usual. And me, the singer, the bass player, and the drummer, we just went off. We'd gigged there a lot, so we were just kind of like assuming it's going to be safe. It's fine where it is. Don't have to worry about it. Anyway, we were out the front, and something happened in my head that told me I needed to go and check my gear. And I was like, "This is really weird. I've never had that feeling again. Really, not as intense as it was." Anyway, I had this gut thing. I need to go and check on my guitar, and obviously my white guitar is my number one guitar. But again, and so I went back into the venue and I walked down, and there was a band playing. And I went to where all the gear was, and lo and behold, my white guitar, in its case, was gone. And I'm sure we all know that feeling, like, of your heart explodes, your stomach falls out, and you just feel like you don't know what to do. Like, you literally don't know what to do. Anyway, so I'm stood there like, where is it? It's actually, I know I put it there. It's not there. And so the stage is kind of there to me. If I'm stood here now, the stage is there to me. The crowd's there. There's a wall basically where you are, people with you. And then off to the right here is a double door that leads to a stairway that goes up there and a fire exit that goes there. And the fire exit was out of commission because they'd taken something away, so it was chained up. Anyway, I just saw my guitar was gone and just like kind of went really weird. Anyway, as I turned and looked down that way through the double doors, because none of the lights were on, bearing in mind it's pitch black, because the stage lights are going, so the room's pitch black. I looked to my right and I saw this guy with the guitar case with my white Strat in it. I forget what case I was carrying it around there. I think it might have just been a gig bag. I don't remember. Either way, he had it in his hands. And what he was trying to do was open the fire exit that was chained shut. Why he was trying to do that, you could clearly see it was chained. But I saw him, and he was like jiggling it. He had it in his left hand, and he was doing this, jiggling trying to get the door open. I think he was trying to get it open enough so he could get out, but it wasn't moving because they had installed a different fire exit. This one went nowhere. The fire exit itself was a health hazard, so they installed a better one. Anyway, I remember kind of like, do you know Dracula? Where he kind of like, where he just kind of like floats around and floats up to someone. I remember seeing my guitar bag in this guy's hand, or case, I don't remember. And I just kind of floated up to him. I don't remember walking to him, obviously, but I remember him getting closer. And he was about my height, about my age at the time. And I just remember saying to him, I think that's mine, mate. And I'll never forget it. He looked at me and he put the guitar on the floor and he walked past me and walked out. And I picked up the guitar, checked it, made it sure it was all there, and put it on my shoulder, obviously. And I went back outside. Anyway, singer goes, "Oh, you look a bit pale. Are you okay? Do you feel ill?" I didn't realise I'd gone white, but yeah, I said, "Yeah." I said, "I just caught this guy trying to half-inch my guitar." A singer, Lawrence, he took no from anybody, and he was like, "Where is he? I'm going to kill him." And he would have done as well. I'll tell you what, if that lad had walked out as I said that to Lawrence, he would have got the kicking of a lifetime. He really would have done. He wouldn't have been walking away with a limb that wasn't broken, because Lawrence he didn't like that. I mean, I was a bit more kind of like, I got it back, we'll just let it go kind of thing. But he was like, "No, you tried to nick your guitar. This is important to you," and he tried to nick it. And he had a point. And to be honest, looking back now, I think if somebody tried to do that now, I think I would hit them. I don't think I'd be as nice as I was back then, because I'm not the same Dave. And I've been screwed over enough in my life now that anybody who tries to do that thing isn't really going to be walking away very well. I'm not a big guy, and I'm not confrontational. I'm not trying to be hard man, this, that, and the other. But if you're going to try and steal things from me or hurt somebody I know, whatever. But that was where my fear started, with my white Strat getting stolen. I used my white Strat for ages after that, but it never left me. I always had it with me. I never ever put that guitar down unattended after that. I never ever did that. And then it was about 2012, no, 2013, 2014, I would say, actually, more around there. I was like, it just became overwhelming. Certain venues we were playing, it was getting a bit sketchy. Some of the venues were really sketchy. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I cannot take this guitar out of the house. It scares me too. If I lose this, it's going to be catastrophic for me. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's only a possession." It definitely bloody isn't. It's more than that to me. And so I just leave it at home now. Like I say, the last time it came out was to the Paris Fashion Week, because it was a special event. But I would gig it given certain circumstances, the same as the 62. But I'm not going to take it to every gig, because again, I'm just terrified of losing it. I'm terrified of losing any of my guitars. I mean, I totally understand that at some point in my life, a guitar's going to get stolen. And I think that's part and parcel of being a musician, especially a gigging musician, is you have to be a little bit prepared for that. And if I got any of my guitars stolen, I'd be devastated, because I love my guitars. They're the only reason I'm alive. They're my friends. They keep me going. They give me comfort, and so they mean a lot to me. They're not just kind of like possessions, so to say. Especially not that white Strat. And so that was where the fear started with losing my white Strat, and I was it really brought it home to me how much that guitar meant to me that night. So I was like, yeah, I'm never letting this thing go again. Anyway, story over. Resume. Put an air tag under the pick guard. I'm going to do that, yeah. I'm going to get all my gear when we go on tour is going to be air tagged. Pedal board, amps, guitars, all of it. Yeah, I mean, back then in 2004, you couldn't do that. You couldn't go online. You couldn't just go like, "Oh, that's a Fender. It must be worth this amount of money." There wasn't any of that. That's made it a lot worse. The fact that they can do that, people can go to a gig, like a pub gig or whatever. They can just have a quick look at the band's equipment and go, or take a picture of it on the sly, and then look it up and go, oh, Gibson ES335. A lot of money that, and then just half-inch it. But we didn't have that back then, you know. It wasn't a thing. But the thing is, if it said Fender on it back then, it was kind of like, ooh, you've got a Fender. Because I remember the first time I saw a Fender, I was like, what? Funny enough, I ended up owning it. But it was like, I've never seen one. You know, it was so mind-blowing. I remember the first time I saw a real Gibson Les Paul, it was like, you know, because you just didn't see them. You know, you saw Epiphone, you saw Squire, you saw LTD, not ESP. You saw, you know, and that was kind of all you saw, you know. Yeah, they probably did. It was a weird feeling. First real brand guitar was Fender Precision Bass. Felt so proud. It does make you feel proud, and kind of like you realise it kind of like a guitar is kind of, or a bass is kind of what you make it, so to say, if that makes any sense. Right. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it an evening. So have an A chord. We know you use Crimson Guitars fretboard restorative, but do you also use a fretboard cleaner, and do you get other products just for cleaning? Yeah, if it says Crimson Guitars on it, I'm going to use it because it's the best stuff I've ever found. Crimson Guitars fretboard restorative, fretboard and finish cleaner. They do some like amazing nut saucy stuff. They do kind of... Crimson Guitars do it all, and I've tried it all, and it's all amazing, and I love it. I'm not endorsed by them or anything like that. They're not paying me to say that. I just personally love their stuff, and I think it works best. And Crimson Guitars fretboard restorative has brought back guitars from the dead for me. But like, because obviously I buy a lot of secondhand stuff that gets used and abused. When you get it, the fretboard's all dried out, and you put that stuff on it, and it just comes alive. It's so amazing. I love it. And the fretboard, the body cleaner and the fretboard cleaner stuff is so good. It's ridiculous. And the fretboard rubbers and the tools and stuff, it's just like, ah! So worth it. So worth it. Cool. Yeah. Is the Carburst worth the high cost or get you? I personally think Carburst is worth it. I love the Carburst. It's one of those pedals that, like, if it broke, I'd be buying another one. It's the same as like the Mel 9. It's like if it broke, I'd get another one because there's something very, very amazing about those pedals. They're kind of life changing, to be honest. When I got the Mel 9 and plugged it in and put it to the choir setting and just went. In relation to not having it on and then having it on, it's really subtle, but it just makes everything bigger. I love it to bits. I love the Melna, and again, same thing with the Cloudburst, kind of like that to this. Worth every penny, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to head off. Thank you very much indeed for watching, people. Thank you very much for being here. Hope I haven't bored you all too much. I will say, if you can... yeah, likewise. If you can, go over to the Red Giant YouTube channel and click on our new music video for Free Me and have a watch, leave a like and a comment. Really help us out. If you haven't done that already, if you can, that would be brilliant. If you can go there and do that for us. Really, really need help and support on that one. Also, if you can subscribe to that channel as well, that'd be great. We really appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, and also come see us on May. Come and see us in May. If we're playing anywhere near you in the UK in May, go to the website, you can see dates. Please I would hurry up. They're going fast. We're down to like 7 CDs left. That's all we've got left now from the original lot. It's crazy. Anyway, but yeah, if we're playing near you in May, please come and see us and say hello because we really need your support. Because if this tour doesn't do well, it's bye bye Red Giant. We won't even get to do a second album. So we really need people to come and see us. We really need your support on the live circuit. So if you can come, please do. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, and please, yeah, go and watch the Free Me music video. Leave a like, leave a comment. Tell them I sent you. And yeah, thank you very much indeed. Anyway, I'll see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Goodbye now. Happy Sunday.